Welcome back to Zito TechVerse. In this video, we're covering 70 essential Java interview questions. We'll explore everything from core Java and OOP to the JVM, collections, and modern features. For each question, I'll provide a clear, structured answer with real-world context. Let's get started. Our roadmap is straightforward. We'll start with core Java and OOP, move through strings, collections, and generics, then cover exceptions and multithreading, and finally, the JVM, memory management, and modern Java. That's 70 questions to help you prep for any Java interview. Section 1 covers the foundations, core Java and object-oriented programming. Question 1. What are the main features of Java? Java is platform independent thanks to bytecode and the JVM, making it write once, run anywhere. It's object-oriented, robust, secure, and multi-threaded, with automatic garbage collection for memory management. Plus, it offers a massive standard library and ecosystem. Question 2. What's the difference between JDK, JRE, and JVM? Think of it as a hierarchy. The JVM is the engine that executes bytecode. The JRE is the JVM plus core libraries needed to run applications. The JDK is the JRE plus development tools like compilers to build your applications. Question 3. What are the 4 pillars of OOP? They are encapsulation, bundling and hiding data, inheritance, reusing code through hierarchies, polymorphism, using one interface for multiple implementations, and abstraction, hiding complexity while exposing only essentials. Question 4. What's the difference between an abstract class and an interface? An abstract class allows partial implementation in state, but a class can only extend one. Interfaces act as contracts. They support multiple inheritance of type, and since Java 8, they can include default and static methods. Question 5. Overloading versus overriding. Overloading happens in the same class with the same method name but different parameters, resolved at compile time. Overriding occurs when a subclass redefines a parent method with the same signature, resolved at runtime. Question 6. Final, finally, and finalize. Final is a keyword for constants or preventing inheritance. Finally is a try-catch block that always executes. Finalize is a deprecated method that was once used for cleanup before garbage collection, but you should avoid it in modern code. Question 7. The difference between equals, and equals. The double equals operator compares memory references, while the equals method compares logical values once overridden. Remember to override hash code whenever you override, equals to ensure collections work as expected. Question 8. Why isn't Java 100% object-oriented? Because of its 8 primitive types like int and boolean. They aren't objects, which is a design choice made for better performance. Wrapper classes like integer allow us to bridge the gap when needed. Question 9. Static versus instance members. A static member belongs to the class and is shared by all objects. Instance members belong to each individual object. Static methods cannot access instance members because they don't have access to a specific instance or this context. Question 10. What is a constructor? It's a special method used to initialize new objects. It has no return type and shares the class name. Constructors can be overloaded and chained using this or super to handle different initialization requirements. Question 11. Composition versus inheritance. Inheritance defines an is-a relationship, which can lead to fragile code. Composition uses a has-a relationship, which is much more flexible and generally preferred for better code maintainability. Question 12. Access modifiers in Java? We have 4. Private for class-level access, default for package level, protected for package and subclasses, and public for universal access. Using these correctly is key to maintaining encapsulation and security in your projects. Question 13. What are the this and super keywords used for? This refers to the current object instance, while super refers to the immediate parent class. You use them to call constructors, access parent methods that have been overridden, or distinguish between local variables and fields. Question 14. Can you override a static method? No, because static methods belong to the class, not the instance. Defining a static method with the same signature in a subclass hides the parent method instead of overriding it, and the version called depends on the reference type used. Question 15. What is the difference between an inner class and a static nested class? An inner class is tied to an outer instance and can access its members. A static nested class is essentially a top-level class defined inside another and does not have access to outer instance variables. Question 16. What is the diamond problem and how does Java handle it? It occurs in multiple inheritance, where a class inherits identical methods from 2 paths. Java prevents this for classes and requires explicit resolution if a conflict arises through multiple interface default methods. Question 17. What is immutability and how do you create an immutable class? An immutable object state cannot change after creation. To create one, mark the class final, make all fields private and final, provide no setters, and use defensive copies for any mutable objects. Question 18. What are the solid principles? These are 5 design guidelines: single responsibility, open/closed, Liskov substitution, interface segregation, and dependency inversion. They help build software that is modular, maintainable, and flexible as requirements evolve. We've finished the core concepts. Let's move on to section 2, where we tackle strings, collections, and generics. Question 19. Why is string immutable in Java? String immutability enhances security, allows for an efficient string pool to save memory, ensures thread safety, and lets strings serve as reliable keys in hash-based collections. Question 20. Difference between string, string builder, and string buffer? String is immutable. String builder is a fast, mutable sequence for single-threaded use. String buffer is thread-safe but slightly slower due to synchronization. Always pick the right tool for your concurrency needs. Question 21. What is the Java Collections Framework hierarchy? It includes interfaces like list for ordered elements, set for uniqueness, and queue for processing. Maps are distinct, storing key-value pairs. They all provide various implementations, optimized for different performance characteristics. Question 22. Array list versus linked list. Array list is backed by a dynamic array, making it ideal for random access. Linked list is a chain of nodes, better suited for frequent insertions or deletions at the ends. Choose array list by default. Question 23. How does a hash map work internally? It maps keys to array buckets using their hash codes. In case of collisions, it chains entries using a linked list or, for better performance, a balanced tree. This allows average constant time complexity. Question 24. Hash map, tree map, and linked hash map differences? Hash map is fast and unordered. Linked hash map preserves insertion order. Tree map maintains a sorted order for keys. Each serves a different use case depending on whether you value speed, history, or order. Question 25. Hash set versus tree set. Hash set provides constant time performance for unique elements but no order. Tree set stores unique elements in sorted order, with logarithmic time performance. Use hash set for speed and tree set, if order matters. Question 26. Fail-fast versus fail-safe iterators. Fail-fast iterators throw exceptions if the collection changes during iteration, common in standard collections. Fail-safe iterators work on a snapshot of data to avoid exceptions, typical of concurrent collections. Question 27. What is the difference between comparable and comparator? Comparable defines a natural ordering using the comparator method inside the class. Comparator is a separate object used to define custom, external orderings. Use comparable for default behavior, and comparator when you need flexibility or multiple sorting strategies. Question 28. What are generics and why use them? Generics allow you to parameterize types, catching type errors at compile time, and removing the need for risky, explicit casts. They enable us to write type-safe, reusable code that works across various data structures in the collections framework. Question 29. What are bounded types and wildcards in generics? Bounded types constrain generic parameters. Wildcards like $extends and $super offer flexibility for producers and consumers. Remember the peaks mnemonic, producer extends, consumer super, to get your variants right. Question 30. What is the difference between iterator and list iterator? Iterator is a simple, forward-only cursor for any collection. List iterator is specific to lists, allowing bidirectional movement, element modification, and index tracking. Use the former for basic traversal and the latter for complex list edits. Question 31. What is autoboxing and unboxing? It's the automatic conversion between primitives and their wrapper objects. While it makes code cleaner, be careful. Unboxing a null wrapper will throw a null pointer exception, and heavy reliance on boxing and loops can impact your performance. Question 32. What is the difference between array and ArrayList? Arrays have a fixed size and store primitives or objects. ArrayList is a dynamic, resizable structure from the collections framework that stores objects only. Use arrays for performance or fixed data, and ArrayList for dynamic collections. Question 33. How does concurrent hash map achieve thread safety? It avoids global locks by using bucket-level locking and compare and swap operations. This enables high concurrency for writes, while reads remain lock-free. Note that it does not allow null keys or values. Question 34. What is the difference between hash map and hash table? Hash map is fast, non-synchronized, and supports null keys. Hash table is a legacy, synchronized class. Because it locks the entire map, it's slow. Always prefer concurrent hash map for modern, thread-safe requirements. Question 35. What is the contract between equals and hash code? Equal objects must have identical hash codes. However, having the same hash code doesn't guarantee equality. That's a collision. Failing to override both correctly will break your hash-based collections, making data impossible to retrieve. Question 36. What is the string pool? The string pool is a heap cache, where unique string literals are stored. Reusing these literals saves memory, and using the double equals operator on intern strings will return true. Using new string always bypasses this pool. Question 37. What is the difference between collection and collections? Collection is the root interface for the framework, types like list or set. Collections is a utility class full of static methods that process these objects, like sorting or creating unmodifiable views. Question 38. How do you make a collection thread-safe or read-only? You can use wrappers like collections.synchronizedList or the unmodifiable versions for read-only access. In modern Java, factory methods like list.of make creating immutable collections both simple and robust. Moving into our next section, exceptions and multithreading. Question 39. What is the difference between checked and unchecked exceptions? Checked exceptions are caught or declared at compile time, handling external errors like I/O issues. Unchecked exceptions are runtime bugs, like null pointers, that you fix by refining your code logic. Question 40. What is the difference between throw and throws? Throw is the statement that physically raises an exception instance within your code. Throws is the keyword used in a method's signature to declare which exceptions that method might propagate to its callers.